What's going on, everyone? So, all offseason, the big question for the Lakers is what is going to be the starting five? And fast forward, we get through the dress rehearsal of preseason, and it's Gabe Vincent along with Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and DeAndre Ayton. Now, the shocker is Gabe Vincent, right? Rui, you figured would start at the 4, with LeBron being out for, who knows how long, at least till mid-November, it seems like, based on reports. So it was like, okay, Jared Vanderbilt, Marcus Smart, and no, it turned out to be Gabe Vincent. Now, I don't completely hate the idea of Gabe Vincent. He's been so good in preseason. I don't hate them giving him a chance. Like Jared Vanderbilt, dealt with that injury, so I imagine Lakers want to be cautious with him. Marcus Smart is just getting back into the swing of things, so imagine they want to be cautious with him. Jake LaRavia, I think, has shown some nice things on both sides of the basketball, but I think he still needs a little room to kind of grow. Talked about all offseason. He's a guy that I could see, kind of building up, and I wouldn't be surprised if, midway through the season, he's our starter. Obviously, if the Lakers make a trade or, again, if he is like a year or two away, but talking about just him just kind of building up, we've seen the potential on both sides of the basketball. It's just him fully putting it together on this Lakers team. But Gabe Vincent, again, not my favorite option. It's not something that I'm like, yeah, like that's the right choice. But again, he's been so good for the Lakers that you give him the nod. You kind of go, okay, sure, all right, good luck. Let's see how this goes. Because you can always make the adjustment. And just because you start him doesn't mean you have to play him 30 minutes. And it's something else we got to keep in mind as well. There's no rule that if you start a guy, you have to play him at least 30 minutes, otherwise you get fined or whatever. No, you could literally play him just a minute and then take him out and not play him the rest of the game if you don't want to. You could take him out 10 seconds into the game if you want to, right? There's no rules as to how long a guy has to be out there. You saw that in that preseason game. He started for the Lakers, but he only played 23 minutes. So, just because he starts doesn't mean he's going to get heavy minutes. But JJ Redick recently gave us some insight, and this comes from Daniel Starkin, who basically got the intel from JJ Redick, basically relaying that, hey, Gabe Vincent's the starter for right now, but the Lakers are dealing with injuries and stuff like that, and this doesn't necessarily mean that this is going to be the starting unit. So I want to go over exactly what he said, and then we'll further kind of break this down. But again, this is per Daniel Starkin. Here's what JJ Redick said last night about Gabe Vincent with the starters. Seems to be a matchup-based decision for Steph and the Warriors on opening night, with him not committing to anything beyond the first game. So that's good, right? Gabe Vincent, and I talked about this in a video and in the live stream. Gabe Vincent does make sense against the Warriors because they are so kind of guard heavy, particularly in the front end. Defend Steph, defend Pod, guys like that. So I don't fully hate it, but then this is what JJ said. I don't know anything about who I'm going to be starting for the rest of the season because, again, there are injuries and there are things that happen throughout a year. I have a pretty good idea who's going to start game one. After that, I don't know. But I do think the lineup, there is a lot of shooting around Luka and DA, and Gabe is another ball handler, another tough defender. I think he fits in well. But you have to take a look at every matchup we play against and have to make the decision from there. So, according to what JJ said, the idea is, hey, Gabe Vincent, he makes sense for right now. Let's get through the first game, and then we'll kind of take a step back and evaluate. If it looks really good, I can see the Lakers kind of continuing down that road. If it doesn't, it looks a little clunky, a little awkward, then I can see the Lakers maybe making a change. This feels like a momentary substitute, right? And it makes sense. Marcus Smart and what we saw in that preseason game, Marcus Smart is probably the best answer. I mean, the defense he was playing, the hustle plays, the dirty work, just him being able to actually provide some offense, hit the open shot, take guys off the dribble, make the occasional play. You saw Marcus Smart be able to basically do everything out there. So if he can kind of continue to play that way, he's probably the guy you start, right? And Then from there, it's Jared Vanderbilt, and then you have Gabe Vincent as your starting guard, and then you have Vando and Jake LaRavia, and so on and so forth, right? When LeBron comes back, Lakers could potentially look to adjust and change things, right? Like I could see them maybe, hey, let's go the bigger route and go with the Jared Vanderbilt or something. This could just be something that's momentary until we actually make a trade, until we actually make go and get an Andrew Wiggins or something like that, right? Or again, if Gabe Vincent if Gabe Vincent continues to play the way he played in preseason, you might have to start him, right? Like, because again, he was good defensively. He was hitting the open shot. He's a guy that's capable of making plays and wheeling and dealing the basketball. Right? He's a guy that I do think can make an impact on this Lakers team. He's a guy that I do think can be a difference maker. I mean, again, we're not that far removed from Miami Gabe in the NBA Finals, and on most nights he was either the second or third option for that Miami team that went on that Finals run. Not that long ago that we were all stoked and excited of like, dude, we just got an absolute steal after the performance that he had the previous year in Miami. And it was like, man, if he could do anything close to that with the Lakers, we could be cooking here. Well, you're seeing that so far in preseason. That can translate into the regular season, his defense, his hustle, his impact, his energy, all of those things. That could just be very beneficial for this Lakers team. So I am kind of glad and okay with, them, at least for this first game. Like, this kind of feels to me like JJ going like, hey, let's just take a look at this. Let's just put it out there. Let's just see how it looks. And if we were ever going to do it, this is the matchup to do it because it's the Warriors. Right, so throw it out there. Let's see how it looks, see how it plays out. It's a little clunky. Again, you can always make the change. You can always make the adjustment. It's not quite working right. Okay, let's get Vando in there. Let's see how that looks. Okay, let's get in Jake LaRavia. Let's see how that looks. Okay, let's get Marcus Smart in there. Let's see how that looks. Right, you can make the adjustment and change accordingly based on, kind of how the results are unfolding in front of you type thing. So, again, I don't hate it. Not my favorite thing. I just hope he continues to shoot the ball well and play well like he has. I mean, you got to remember, the last 3 months of the season, he shot 38% from three-point range. We can get that. I'm not expecting him to shoot 80% like he would. I mean, the guy's been like lights out, right? So not necessarily expecting him to be that, but, can he knock down 2 out of every 5 attempts? That's 40%. Right? That's huge. That's everything this team needs right now. And then his ability to defend, make the hustle plays, dive for loose balls, all that stuff. I'd like a little better athleticism, but again, I don't hate it. It's not my favorite. I'm willing to kind of see how it looks, but it looks like JJ may even just go based on matchups, which is something that this Lakers team has the ability to do. This Lakers team has the luxury of doing because they can match up to opponents based on, the matchup, right? Like, you need to go 2 bigs. You can go Maxi Kleba and DeAndre Ayton. You're playing OKC and you want to kind of match up their guard play. Well, again, you got Gabe Vincent and Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt, right? Like, you have different things. You can go different looks. You're going against a bigger team, right? Well, you can go with the bigger team. You're going with a more athletic team, right? You play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Maybe that game you are going with Jared Vanderbilt, so he can match the athleticism and the size and the length and that versatility. Maybe you're going with Marcus Smart and Jared Vanderbilt rather than, say, a Rui Hachimura or something like that, right? Like, again, I like the idea of being open and kind of letting things develop, right? Like, you're going to, like, I've talked about this every year, right? You're going to experiment, and if you're going to experiment, you want to experiment early. It's finding that line. It's finding that balance, right? To where you can almost self-sabotage yourself, right? Like, you need to have a short leash to where you can just, pull that back if you need to, rather than just kind of, sending that sail and it doesn't work, and now it's too late and you can't bring it back, right? Like, so Lakers are going to need to find that balance. And to me, it's not about just finding the best balance in the starting unit. It's about finding the best balance overall. What gives you the best balance starting unit and bench-wise over the course of an 82-game season? You can always, like, if the starting 5 is just a little better, like, let's say let's say for argument's sake, let's say Luka, Austin Reeves, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and DeAndre Ayton end up ultimately being the starting five. If the Lakers are actually a little better with Marcus Smart, right? But Marcus Smart gives us a better balance between the starting unit and the bench unit. I'd rather go that route. And come playoff time, you can always make that move. Come playoff time, you can always take Jared Vanderbilt out of the starting unit and put Marcus Smart in if it raises the ceiling even slightly, right? Because let's say, Marcus Smart is giving you more offense, right? But it's like you have enough offense in the starting unit. You need more defense and athleticism, where the bench unit could use more offense and defense. And Marcus Smart, is one of our better two-way guys, right? Like, I don't mind kind of having that adjustment to kind of get you through an 82-game season and then make that switch if need be. If the time comes, it's like, okay, now we got to kind of flip this. Now let's go with Marcus Smart or whatever. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm glad we got some, clarification about that, because, a lot of people were wondering, myself included, like, what's the plan here? What's the deal, right? Like Gabe Vincent, like that kind of came out of left field. But again, if you really look at the situation, look at the circumstances, Jared Vanderbilt tweaking his knee, Marcus Smart, right, coming back, like you don't want to just throw these guys into the flames. Jake LaRavia, still want to see a little bit more on him. He's shown the signs on both sides of the ball, but I still think you want to see a little more from him. It's like Gabe Vincent's been arguably your best, preseason guy, at least the most consistent. Luka Doncic, the 2 games he played, but I'm talking about consistency wise, he's been very consistent in that role as an off-ball shooter, initiating your offense. Basically, the role that we expected and wanted him to play when he first came to Lakers. That guy that can initiate your offense, play off-ball, play on-ball, play defense, be that point of attack guard, but also knock down the open shot. And looks like he could be that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.